everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Peanut City Police. Today I am joined by Senior Animal Control Officer McLendon. Thank you for joining us today. We're going to talk a little bit about animal control today, obviously, as that is also falls under the police department. A lot of people may not know that, but we want to learn a little bit more about what you do today. So can you first just start by telling me a little bit about why you wanted to become an animal control officer?
Well, I've always had an affinity for animals, even at a young age, was just drawn towards them. And then I was also raised to be a helper. Got a great set of parents, great siblings. I was raised to be a helper. And when I finished school, I was actually just drawn to this position. I saw that there was an opening and drawn to this position as public safety and public servant, and I wanted to do something bigger than myself. So I figured that the best way to do that was to give back to the community and try to help those that need it most.
Yeah, that's great.
Okay, and what does a typical day look like for an animal control officer?
So that's funny. No 2 days are the same. So we can go about, wrangling livestock that's loose, or we can investigate cruelty or inadequate care, various criminal investigations, but no 2 days are the same, which is one of the reasons why I love this job.
Cool. Okay.
And kind of like police officers, you guys act as first responders in a way too, except, you're helping animals. So
Yes.
how do you guys act? How do you act as those first responders in our community?
So there is a huge interaction with the general public as well as with animals. And so, yes, we absolutely serve animals, but we also do serve the general public. So as first responders, we're out there on the front lines with our other public servants, Suffolk Fire and Rescue, Suffolk Police, great organizations, and we're lucky enough to work alongside them. We respond to several hazardous calls, as something as simple as an aggressive dog, but we can turn into a dangerous situation quickly. We also do rabies control, and then also we respond to natural disasters. So we're right out there on the front lines with everybody else, and we're happy to do it.
And how does your work impact the community, and how does your passion for animals help play a role in that profession?
So, as I said previously, I had an affinity towards animals, but I didn't realize how much that I actually enjoyed working with people and working within the community and giving back, being able to educate. Most of our job, especially now, growing up in this profession and seeing it change throughout the years, it's actually been quite nice to see that a lot of the profession has gone from that old dog catcher, mentality where everybody kind of was, it was this, there was just an area that people didn't like, the dog catcher. And so it's been nice to see that we can come from an educational approach and give people information on how they can be better pet owners and what should be considered adequate, and kind of just start from that point and really be providing a certain level of service. Because at the end of the day, we are public servants.
Yes.
And kind of touching on that, can you talk about a little bit, maybe you spoke about like investigations, livestock running at large. So when should people call you guys? Like, what are different things that may happen that they should call you guys for?
So first of all, if you have a question, if you are not sure whether or not something is okay, we would always prefer you call, and you can simply place a call for service requesting a call back. That is our first line of defense. There are only a few of us, and this is a very large landmass of a city, but everyone knows right now our city is growing leaps and bounds, and we cannot have eyes everywhere. And oftentimes, especially with so many people coming into an area, they're just not familiar with our state laws or our city laws. And there's just that simple, everybody gets their phone out and Googles something, and what Google says may be illegal or legal in some states, not necessarily pertains to our city and state laws. And that's what we have to go by. And so a simple phone call, we would say, if when in doubt, just call us and ask. We're happy to answer a phone call.
Yeah, that's good to hear, always answering those questions, because people around here, there's still rural parts where they go from, small dogs and cats to people have cows and horses and all those bigger animals too. So always good that,
Yes, absolutely.
to provide
And
that information.
oftentimes people, they simply don't know. And we would rather come from, like I said, an educational approach, an educational standpoint, because if you don't know, we don't want people to be afraid to call. That's the big thing is we're not here, yes, we do law enforcement, but it's not about punishment. It's more about compliance and understanding. If you understand why it is that this is required of you, you're far more likely to comply versus, well, I'm being punished. And that's never beneficial. People don't learn and appreciate that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And is there anything else you think you would like to add about being an animal control officer?
So I absolutely love what I do. I've been blessed in that, and I try to put that forward. At the end of the day, we are people, and I want to treat everyone as well as I can. So if you are interested, in this profession, come down, take a look at our facility. We have a great facility. We have great employees that work there, but also take a minute to, if you have the opportunity to call and ask. We do public speaking events. We go out to try to do neighborhood homeowners association meetings and civic league meetings. And if you ever have questions as far as that goes for just what it is that animal control officers do, we're happy to answer those questions.
That sounds good for me, because now I'm going to add you guys to the list.
Put us on there.
Speaking engagement.
Yes, ma'am.
HOA and civic league meetings.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Yes,
I
ma'am.
appreciate it.
And is that just the non-emergency number that people should call and then request to talk to an officer and y'all will call them back?
Yes, they can place a call with non-emergency, unless it's an actual emergency situation, obviously. But they can place a call with non-emergency. And again, this goes for anything. If they have a question, whether it's wildlife or exotic animals or vicious aggressive or something that is maybe a little more sinister, we can absolutely investigate all of that.
Great. Well, that's a great resource. You guys are a great resource, and we appreciate you doing what you do. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you so much.
And thank you, everyone, for watching. We'll see you next time.